Tom, what do you want to do?
Well, down the mall, what can I get? Boy, it's warm today. Yeah, well, I don't know, it's going to be 70, probably in the 50s or high, but it's pretty big for here. I mean, this time of year, I think we're usually in the 40s. And what's happening now because of global something is we're in the 50s. Yeah. And when you get in the 70s like me, that's a whole different ball game than the 50s. But what I want to cover a little bit is how people are not solving their financial problems. You know, and it's tough, I understand that. But I think the bigger problem is that people think that they know the answer to their financial problems, and you don't. I mean, just think you've been trying to figure it out for many months, many years, or whatever, and you still haven't figured it out. And you think you know the answer, but I don't think you can. You know, and that's the key. And what happens is when you have an answer you think that is for you, you look for that and it's not possible. You know, and so you waste time. So all the answers you think that will help you really probably can't, and that's what wastes your time. You took looking for things that aren't there for you, you know, and that's why you have to look differently. It's not, you know, it's not knowing the answer. It's just knowing the problem. So when you're looking for things, you know, you don't know what's going to work for you. You think it does. Oh yeah, if somebody just gives me $100,000, everything will be fine. Yeah, okay, you go look for it. You know, I don't know how long it's going to take you. I mean, there's a slight chance, but it's not practical, and it'll take you too long and be too frustrated, and you get pissed off and just get worse off. So I think what it is, and this is what we try to do at Lesko Help, is show you sources that have money and help, though, but they're really in the business to help with your problem. Not so much to just give money to solve your problem. They know other ways. So if you're not ready to listen to other ways, then you won't solve your problem. Because 9 out of 10 ways, there's some other way. I mean, when I was starting this business years and years ago, maybe 7, 8, 10 years ago, I tried 100 different ways until I got it right, you know, and that it made sense. I didn't know what was right. I tried anyway, failed, and the key is that you learn from the failure. The key is that you don't spend money on the failures, because unless you have money, then, you know, I can't say don't spend money if you have it, but spending money when you don't have it just makes the problem worse. So that's the key. You have to, you know, find things that are not, you know, costly or cost anything at all to try to solve your problem. And but when you go to internet, the salesmanship in this country is so big, they're going to get you. They're going to convince you that you just give them money and your problem will be solved. You know, and there's probably a snowball's chance of hell in that happening. A few people make it or whatever, but why waste the time? Because you have to find what's out. And then plus what you're doing is, you know, believing that somebody else can solve your problem. And it's you that has to solve the problem, but you have to know your alternatives. You have to know what the option is. So if you think your option is only to hire somebody for $1,000 to solve your problem, then you're gonna beg, borrow, and steal to do that, which I think is terribly wrong. You shouldn't, if you have a financial problem, you shouldn't be digging a deeper financial problem, you know, no matter what they convince you. And their salesmanship in this country is so good. You know, whether it's a politician or somebody on the internet or a used car salesman, they are so good. And now because of the internet, they get even better. Because these salesmen that could solve your problem learn so quickly how you will buy this, what they have. And so they could try 1,000,000 different examples to get you hooked, because it costs virtually nothing. Yeah. And they get instant answers to whether you'll respond to this or that or whatever. This is all what the problem is with people like Google and Facebook and everything that the government is looking into, because with the algorithms, they could just keep giving you stuff you want to do. And that's what salesmen do. They give stuff you want to see, stuff you want to believe in, not that you should, stuff that you that makes you feel good, not that changes your situation. And that's why what you have to do really is go out and investigate. You have to talk to people about your problem that are not in the business to sell you something. It's too easy for them to see the answer is giving them money. So you have to get away from that algorithm that most of us have used all our lives, is finding people who's an expert in this and they want to sell you something, so they're the only people we know because they're the only people advertise. And you got to get out of that algorithm and get your own algorithm, which is finding people who help you with that problem, money or not, but they're the best place to start learning about alternatives to solving the problem. You think the only alternative is somebody writes you a big check, and there's a lot of other ways to solve that problem, but you have to go out and investigate that. You've never done it before, so you don't know. And that's why, to me, what's so great about this country is that we have so many nonprofits and government offices that are publicly available. I mean, you got to get through, and that's true, and all that kind of stuff, but the same with trying to get through the Comcast or anything. That's just a function of being big. Yeah. And that are really, they get government money, public money, to help you solve that problem. And in my mind, you know, unless you have a lot of money, it's silly to go anywhere first, to use the internet or any that kind of stuff. You want to know, talk to people who've been doing this for a long time, helping people in the situation you are. You're not the first person to be in financial trouble. This country lives on that, right? And to see your options, to learn your options. I mean, there's a whole litany, and this is what we send you reports. Okay, here's the 6, 7, 8, 10 people that you should start talking to devise the best way to get out of your financial problem. There's not a magic one in there. You don't know. You have to dig and see. And that's the key to solving your problems, is digging, learning, evaluating. Not, if you're trying to make it easy for yourself, by just pushing a button and fill out 13 applications, that's probably not going to happen. Sure, somebody will find somebody that happened for you, but you got to play the ads. If only 1 in 1,000 that's happening to it, that's the only one you know, yeah, you're going to waste a lot of time and effort. And plus, that's why a lot of people join Lesko Help. Now I see that they're asking, oh, I want a list of all the applications that I could just click and apply to. It doesn't work that way. Nothing does anymore. It's too complicated of a society. The applications and everything change too quickly. There's no way people can keep track of that. I certainly can. You know, and I said before, I need the budget of NASA to do that. But after studying this for 40 years, I realized, hey, there's only certain offices that concentrate on that problem, you know, and they know they either give money or know where the money is or whatever. And there's enough offices that you don't have to rely on one to fix everything. You call them all, yeah, and that's the best way to get it. If you have more than one chance of getting getting the answer. So that to me is the way we should be training people in this country to start solving their own problems, is start doing, you know, the, oh, what do you call it? Somebody, you know, bird dog. You go out and look, you got to be a scout. You got to scout for what the possible answers are. Don't just grab one because somebody has a pretty face and say, hey, that's the answer for me. No, you have to go out and scout. What's the best answer for you? Yeah, and there's a lot of options, and that's why, you know, I mean, this country to me is so wonderful that it has so many options for people, but we only know of very few, because that's the very few with the most money will get the attention, and that's all you see. You know, so if you only see the few, And they're the ones, you see them because they get money from you. So they're the least you want to see, but they're the most you see. Makes sense? So we don't know our options. We think they're only those that we see. And everybody you talk to that's not really deep in the business or deep studying this stuff thinks the same way because they're indoctrinated the same way. And there's options, yeah. Maybe not perfect because you want perfect, and life isn't perfect. I don't know why we want everybody else in society to be perfect when we're so fucked up. Individually, we all are. So why expect the government to be so perfect when we're not? Well, it's human nature, right? Oh, I'm paying for this. Ah, God damn it, they better be good. And that's absurd. I'm not good. I screw up so much. Man, you work with me now, man. I forget so much. That's it. But I gotta keep going, man. That's human nature. We're all screwed up. And you try not to be, then that just gives you, stress, headaches, cancer, whatever the hell it is, because somebody is leaning on you to be perfect and not to be human, and you can't. So you worry about it all the time, and I think that digs away. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, it's coming. Oh, there it is. I just got rid of a cold, so I guess there's something still hanging around. And boy, you need that many tennis rackets. Huh? That guy has like 18 tennis rackets he's carrying around. Yeah, I mean, we're all not perfect, and I think that's what gives us stress at work. We're trying to be perfect. Everybody says you be perfect, and everybody wants to be like you want them to be, and you won't be. I mean, that's to me also a successful thing of any kind of marriage or relationship or whatever. You want the other person to be exactly like you are and perfect and everything. Man, that ain't gonna happen. And because you're not perfect either. None of us are. Yeah, and that's an uphill battle, man. That's Sisyphus. The guy pushing the rock up the hill. It keeps coming back no matter what the hell he does. And so it's the same thing. You expect the government to be perfect. Wow, are you perfect? I mean, these are just human beings and living in the constraints of their society. Whatever someone told them, okay, spend $500 billion by Thursday. Shit, I can't do that, but that's the law. You got to do it. Well, now they're all screwed up and trying, and it gets all screwed up, and you get pissed off. And well, that's part of humanity. Welcome to the games. But there's help out there, and if you're not willing to do that, then you're going to sit in misery. And actually, if you make a game out of it instead of a life or death thing, which it may be sometimes true, but that's it. You have to be, because you need the energy to keep going, and without the energy to keep going, it's nothing happens. So you get that, by having the right frame of mind and not taking out everything on other people, because then they don't want to help you. If you're yelling at people or whatever, then they don't want to help you. They can't go the extra mile for you, and that's what you need. You need people to help you more, not help you less because they're miserable or they're incompetent. That's probably all true, but you still need the help. And it's hard to get above that. We're all human, and we react. Somebody hits us, we want to hit them back. So that's human nature. But the help is out there. Just stay away from people who want to charge you money for it, unless you have money. And number two is start listening. Don't say you want money to solve your problem. Tell them you want help to solve your problem, because then they could stretch their imagination a lot more, because they probably don't have money, but they know 15 other people that do, or that maybe do. That's what's more valuable than even getting the money sometimes, because there's better sources than they are. And that's the only way you're going to learn them, is if they have an open mind about you and about what you're looking for. And that's true. See, if you're out there saying, I just need $100,000, I got a problem, I need $100,000. No, you have the problem. You got a financial problem, and I need help. Can't pay my rent next month. anything like that. Something, nothing specific that you need money or kind of money or whatever, because we have programs that calls up your landlord and says, you know, you don't have to pay because there's laws to protect you. So that's the thing. You have to be open-minded, contact people that are in the business to solve problems like yours, talking to them as much as you can. A lot of people say, well, I don't know what to say. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say. It's just that you call and ask for help. And that's the thing. So start making as many phone calls as you can, asking for as much help as you can, and take any knowledge that they hand you and follow up on that. That's how to do research. That's how to solve your problems in life. Don't sit and hope to Google something and something will come out and grab you by the throat and stuff money in your pocket. That's not going to happen. But you'll spend 6 months doing that because it's easy. No. Well, start making it easy to call people and help. Because they know more than what's in Google. Google will show you only things that want money from you. And the things you need are the people that give money to you, not want money from you. And that's why you never find them in Google. So get on the phone as much as you can. Find anybody that's in the business of helping problems like this. And this is the kind of list we send. As members, you say, hey, there's this kind of problem. I have this bill, or I have this, got to fix up my house, or whatever. We send you all the places that are the best possibilities for you to get money and help to do that. And then what you have to do is take that list, start calling each one up, and see what you can get. Maybe it's just email, but it's personal contact in some way to see what happens and to get more information. You may make 10, 15, 20 calls and nothing happens. That is the name of the game. That's possibility. It's like asking 12 women for a date and they all say no. Well, that's not every woman saying no, that's just those 12. And you got a lot more. So you learn from that, refine what you're looking for, or not refine what you, open your mind. I mean, to get them to open your mind. Say, hey, what would you do if you were me? Because they have a better chance to identify options for you because they see people like you all the time, that try to help. Hey, well, Charlie did this. Well, you should call over there and see what the hell they do. And that's the only way out of these things. And it's not only getting money, it's creating money. You have two ways to get out of financial trouble. One is, get subsidies or grants and things like that to solve the problem. The other way is to earn it. And I think there's so many more ways to do that nowadays too. Whether it's now they're hiring full-time, part-time, at home, you could make a couple $100 in a couple days, no problem. And it's so easy to do that now with the gig economy or the other thing I just did. One about how they're dying looking for people. They can't find people enough. And these are remote jobs, flexible jobs, all kinds of things, that to be your own boss jobs, everything like that to make money. So, earning money is more secure. You gotta get a grant, that's once, man. Then what are you gonna do next time? Yeah. You learn to make money, man. That's sustainable. You could keep doing that forever. Get bigger, get smaller, whatever. It's still there. That's a skill. And you don't have to have knowledge. You don't have to have degrees. You don't have to know anybody. You just have to apply. Same way with grants. You just apply. And that's the name of the game. And it's nice weather today. I wish you well. Sorry we live in such a mess in this country, but this is where, to me, you find out how resilient you can be. We all do what we have to do. And this is just stretching the envelope more to see. So now you're building up calluses and things to live better in the future. Because we're all living long. Yeah, I'm 78. I remember my grandparents died in their 60s. So that's why I just feel I'm starting all over again. And it's sort of fun. The problem is my people my age are just trying to save assets. And no, I want to keep working and contribute. And that's what you guys help me do. Help me feel that I have something to give, and that's the most important thing in the world. And I thank you.